Welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Lindsay and this is my best friend Teddy, and today we're going to talk about gender.
You know, when you're talking to your toys, which is basically talking to yourself, I think you might have an issue.
Girl or somewhere in between, we all are part of one big
Gay orgy!
gay means happy.
Gay hasn't meant happy since like the 1960s, mate. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean happy anymore. I'm pretty sure it means homosexuality, which is what you really should have said, but whatever.
Queer kid stuff. You are enough here at Queer Kid Stuff.
You know, kids are actually asexual up until a certain point in their lives, you know, right? They don't really have any sexual attraction to anybody. Maybe until like 11 or 12, I don't know, when puberty starts to kick in, but by and large, kids don't really feel that kind of attraction. So I find it odd that you call it queer kid stuff when these kids probably won't understand what you're really talking about.
Lindsay?
Holy shit, it talks!
Bad touch! Bad touch! Stranger danger!
Yes, Teddy?
You're a girl, right?
That's right. Why do you ask?
Because Z's retarded, that's why.
Well, you have short hair and you're wearing a tie. I thought only boys have short hair and wear ties.
And this is what they think about little kids. They think kids are dumb enough to think that only men wear ties, when it's pretty obvious that women do wear ties, because only a kid who's only ever seen its dad, who works in some kind of business place, who never goes out, so doesn't go and see women in business attire and all that. Her mother obviously doesn't wear business clothes or has ties of her own. They don't see pictures of police women or anything like that. No, instead, only men wear ties, because that's what the white supremacist hetero patriarchy has told people, that only men have short hair and only women have ties. Even though most women prefer having long hair, and female hair does grow differently to men's hair, actually. And that we're all born with short hair, actually, funnily enough. And it's up to us to decide what our hair is going to be. Although at a kid's age, it's the parents that decide. But hey, whatever. Shall we continue, people?
You make a really good point, Teddy, but just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't wear those things too, or anything else that I want to wear.
Unless you were to live in the Islamic world, but that's an oppressed class. Shh.
If they want, girls can have short hair or long hair.
Holy shit, it's Garth from Wayne's World.
It's not my fault, come on. I suppose it's society's. Well, here's an extra $1. Here, guys.
Or wear tiaras. Or bow ties. You can wear whatever you want, no matter if you're a boy or a girl.
You know, in a general sense, that might be true, but actually you can't wear anything you want because there are some places that have dress codes. Are you going to say to these kids that you can wear anything you want, even in these places with dress codes? I'm just wondering, because in a lot of schools, especially in the UK, which is like 90% of them, we have to wear uniforms. Likewise at work, you have to wear uniforms. You can't just go in and wear a dress that you bought from, I don't know, Topshop or something like, oh, hi everybody, look at my dress. Isn't it fancy? And your boss will be like, well, where's your overalls? You're in a building site. Oh, don't you like my dress? Stop oppressing me. Right, you're fired. Oh my god, I'm going to complain to the union. You know, stuff like that. You can't do that.
But boys can't wear dresses, can they?
Well, why not? You should wear whatever clothes make you feel like the best version of yourself.
Well, yeah, in reason and in general, yes, you should be able to wear whatever you want that makes you feel comfortable. However, in certain situations, you actually can't. And actually, funnily enough, women and men don't particularly like guys wearing that kind of stuff, but we're perfectly okay with women wearing men's clothes. There's a societal double standard there, so you can preach this all you want, but it's still weird for a man to wear a woman's clothes, and it's not weird for a woman to wear a man's clothes. So there's that, and you're not really talking about that, are you?
It's the same for colors and toys too. You can like whatever color or toy that makes you happy.
Again, in general, that is true, but there are preferences between boys and girls. They all like different things. We've even seen this in chimpanzees. The boys will go for human boys' toys and the girls will go for human girls' toys. In general, there are preferences. Just like in general, you can play with whatever you want. And there's nothing stopping a guy from taking his sister's Barbie and using her as some kind of prop with his action man. I don't think the kids really need to be taught this, considering their parents have probably already told them this, but whatever. It's all just common sense bullshit, basically, people.
But Lindsay, I still don't know if I'm a boy or a girl.
Now here we go, people. This is where the social justice propaganda comes into it. But let me just answer Teddy's point. Now you see, I think what they're trying to go for here is that the Teddy is trans of some sort. But the thing is, they tend to know what they are at some point in their lives. It's either one gender or the other. I think some people may have some confusing thoughts during the teenage years, very understandable identity issues. But this doesn't mean that there's other genders, these genderqueer things, these non-binary type things. And I think teaching this stuff to kids is actually detrimental because they're teaching them things that aren't actually held up by science. But anyway, let's let her continue. Basically, the Teddy is trans of some sort, and this is teaching kids. And this is basically teaching kids wrong information about transsexualism, and it's really annoying.
Well, Teddy, did you know that some people aren't boys or girls? Some people are boys, some people are girls, and some people are people.
Now, if I was a 5-year-old kid and I was watching this, I'd be really confused right now because people are people. People is not a gender. Even kids know people is not a gender. Why is it she's not saying people are non-binary or all these other weird terms? I don't understand. Is she saying that anybody who is cis is not a person? Is this what she's trying to teach these kids? Or is it just a really bad turn of phrase? I really don't know. I'm confused as a 23-year-old. I think I'd be very, very confused as a 5-year-old. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, never mind the fact that she's teaching them the wrong biological facts. Like, you can only be one or the other. Even trans people go from one to the other. That's why they're called transsexuals or transgenders, because they transition from one to the other. And people are just people. People means human beings. It doesn't mean another gender. It just means human beings. So it's redefining words and confusing these kids who have probably been told by their parents that people means person, which means human being. It's ridiculous.
There are also people who are trans or transgender. People who are trans do not identify with the gender doctors tell them they are when they are born.
Oh, I hate this in particular. You see this time and time again. You're assigned at birth a gender, or doctors tell you something that you are. I mean, firstly, why is the doctor telling a baby something that it doesn't even understand? Babies are babies, okay? They don't understand all these terms. You tell the parents that. And by the way, how do the doctors know? Well, firstly, they're checking the genital area to make sure, okay, let's see what gender this baby is. Aha, it's a girl or a boy, blah, 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 blah. Now, of course, I know there are some genetic defects where you're not born with particular things, but by and large, you can still tell. But the point is, you're not really assigned anything, and gender dysphoria or dysmorphia, I get the two confused sometimes, only really turn up at a certain point in the child's life, when they can begin to rationalize and talk about these issues, really, when the brain has developed to an extent that they can think about these things, or comprehend them even. But until then, the baby is what it looks like, despite what may be going on in the brain. You can't really tell until the person can actually tell you themselves. That's not a fault of the doctors, that's not a fault of the person. It's just how it goes, and 99.9% of most people do not have these issues. Just like how actually 100% of people are not this so-called people thing that you're trying to tell kids about.
But we're going to talk about what it means to be trans in a later episode.
Okay, I think I understand, but all of this is a little confusing.
Don't confuse this for self-awareness, people. Do not confuse this for self-awareness.
If there are boys and girls and people and all of them can wear ties and dresses, then how can I tell who is what gender?
Jesus, those were some crazy cuts. I know my cutting is not the best in my videos, but Jesus Christ, you could have just used one. You didn't really need to use all those different cuts every time the Teddy was speaking. And well, to answer Teddy's point, you're just supposed to know, you damn shit lord. You're just supposed to know, goddammit.
That's actually really easy, Teddy. All you have to do is ask someone what their pronoun is.
So you're basically trying to teach kids stupid, awkward socialization techniques now. You do realize that we can't go about just asking every man, woman and his dog about their pronouns, because that's just going to be awkward. Look, if a person is trans, that's okay, because you need to know what you need to say. That's absolutely fine. But are we going to ask everybody this? Is that what you're saying? You can't ask everybody that. That's just going to get weird. And I think even trans people would find find that weird because they're getting asked all the time. In normal conversation, not like in a specific conversation about that. It's as weird as going into a room of people and declaring it like social justice warriors do on the internet all the time. It would be as weird as that. I think most people in the world, regardless of whatever they are, would agree with that. That's just silly. That's just taking it too far. They've got better things to do with their time than just ask those questions, unless it's warranted, of course.
A pronoun is the word you use to talk about someone when you don't use their name, like he for boy, she for girl, and some people use they.
And they're using it wrong. It's a plural, not a singular. God damn it, I don't care. It's a plural, and that's how it should be used. There are other ways of using singular words, but if we use it, apparently that's wrong. But isn't that exactly what the singular version of they is? But whatever.
When you meet someone, just ask them what their pronoun is.
Again, what does this mean? Like, when you first meet someone for the very first time, go, hi, my name is this, my pronoun is he, what is yours? Like that, in everyday conversation? That doesn't make sense. This is going to confuse not only adults, but kids as well. Why not just say hello, have a conversation, and if it's not rude, say, hi, excuse me, I can't quite tell if you're a so-and-so, could you please tell me how to refer to yourself as? And then they will tell you, and that's it. No need for anything else. You don't do it like straight away, like a weird alien type person. Just, there's no need for that. That's just crazy.
Lindsay, what's your pronoun?
I use she. What's your pronoun, Teddy?
I don't feel like a she or a he, so I guess my pronoun is they.
The destruction of the English language, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it such a cringy thing? And that's it. That's the end of the video. Jesus Christ, this is so cringy. This is so just wrong. It's teaching kids the wrong things. There's got to be a more rational, a more less confusing way of teaching kids simple things like this. Honestly, there has to be. Was this intentionally confusing? Was this unintentionally confusing? I do not know. I have no idea. But this is just propaganda. This is teaching kids how to become social justice warriors. This is indoctrination. And it's very worrying. This is not something I would show my own kids if I had any. I do agree that we do need to teach kids about this stuff, but there's a way to do it that is not so political. I don't think this should be a political thing, but again, everything is political. Everything is just so politicized. The personal is political that it's gonna take a while for us to get all that crap out of there, thanks to this lot. So anyway, I've been Charming Man 93. Due to the algorithm changes, liking and commenting on the videos is very important because now the algorithm has changed. It's no longer views, it's all to do with likes and comments. So seriously, one like and you'll get your very own attack helicopter kit. And if you give me one comment, you'll definitely be some kind of attack helicopter you can identify as one. Share the video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to donate to my Patreon, and until next time, I'll see you all later.